Right, okay. Right, we're over here, right, as part of our investigation ongoing, right, into corruption, right, with the police. You'll have seen some of my videos today with the speed cop vans and that, parked illegally. Right, so you can see we're here at Dalkeith Police Station today. Now, I'm over to see Sergeant Perry, right, for professional standards. He's been mentioned in some of my videos. And I've got my own personal cop here with me. Right, so we're going to start this off. This is the Fettesgate scandal. So any use guys, all you need to do is go onto Google and it goes on about to do to corruption, to do with judges, to do with lawyers, to do with police, you name it, that's in it, right? Fettesgate's corruption. Right, so we're here today because the police are refusing to come in and deal with my complaints today. Now, Sergeant Perry, I'm sick of telling him, he's rude and over talking me all the time. He can't deal with my complaints against high-ranking police officers. So we're doing this, right, as an investigation, because where I stay at my family home, right, I've had disabled children, right, young children, young adults, right, obviously pensioners, all with disabilities for 27 years. The Lothian Borders Police and Police Scotland have decided not to take any of my complaints, right, because my house is attached to a site entrance. Right, it's like a mud bath constantly. Now, George Thomson's already been killed there, right, with an unqualified driver, Davy Bissett his name is. Now, we complained to Lothian Borders Police constantly about this guy to do his dangerous driving. But when he killed George Thomson on the 6th of November 2009, right, it was discovered in the fatal death inquiry that Davy Bissett didn't have a licence for driving this vehicle, right? So why at no point did any of the police officers, if we reported them on a weekly basis, sometimes quite a few times a week for dangerous driving, why did they not obviously check George Thompson's to do with Davy Bissett's licence? Now, it was in the fatal death inquiry that Davy Bissett, he reversed over George Thompson killing him, but he also reversed over his own dog and killed his own dog 2 weeks before. Right, still another reportable matter to the police. Right, so I'm doing this for my disabled daughter, right, and all our friends with disabilities, right, that the police are ignoring and taking any kind of complaints for these guys. That would be hate crime as well. Right, so we're going to start this off today with my disabled daughter. Right, now, in my previous videos, we've got the mention, right, that police officers being videoed in my house. This is Frank Mulholland, right, prosecutor, right, obviously for Lothian Borders. Now this would be to do with the police arriving at my door, and I didn't invite the police into my property. Now my disabled daughter, she's 5-year-old, she's standing on both her feet on my right foot, wrapped round my thigh. And I look down to my daughter and I say, "It's okay, darling, the police are not coming in," and the police decide to push me back against the wall. Right, I go flying with my disabled daughter. The Frank Mulholland, right, states in this letter here that the police obviously pushing me back against the wall can be classed as assault, right, but it's not in the public's interest. But what Frank Mulholland left out, right, was my disabled daughter standing on my foot wrapped round my thigh. So why would he leave that out there? Right, now we go on to Frank Mulholland, right, the Lord Advocate of Scotland. Now he objected to the bin lorry tragedy, right, about stating that there was no crime, right, and he was totally against the families, right, that were killed, right, and their families taken out a private prosecution. Right, now, Biffa Waste, I was sick of complaining about the council's waste service vehicles hammering up and down my road, so I was just about wiped out on a few occasions, right, but we were reassured by Tom Reid, the waste service manager, and East Lothian Council that we weren't going to get any more problems. So see the guy videoing, right, he pulls up in the waste service vehicle and he's got pulls his phone out and he's got it like that in front of his face, no hands on the steering wheel, and he's driving forward towards myself. I'm videoing him. Well, we find out that he's not been prosecuted, right? So in this today with Frank Mulholland, right? Well, Frank Mulholland got his arse booted out as being the Lord Advocate of Scotland. One is today with the bin lorry tragedy. He was out of order, stating that these families couldn't take out a private prosecution. The second one being that Frank Mulholland, the Lord Advocate of Scotland, his brother got done, right, with mortgage fraud, right, over £500,000, Iain Mulholland, and that's when he handed his resignation in, right, to the First Minister. Right, so we've got another bent Lord Advocate, obviously a prosecutor as well. So this is all to do with Fettesgate scandal and corruption. Right, can you put that on the pause, bro?
Right.
Right now, I went into Trent Police Station, right, on the 8th of February last year, videoing Sergeant Derek MacDonald, and I tried to lodge hate crime reports to do with McMurray Community Council. Right, having my daughter and her best friends, all guys with disabilities, to deal with the corruption that's happening outside my family home. Right, now, Bill Laird, right, continually shouting, right, obviously at myself, but my daughter and obviously her friends with disabilities. One of these young ladies having to get taken out the hall and crying. Right, now Bill Laird and McMurray Community Council state quite clearly that our case is too high profile for the Community Council to get involved in, right, between Police Scotland, right, the HSE, right, and East Lothian Council. Well, no, it's not, because we stay in the community, and if we've got problems, we go to the Community Council. So this would be guys doing me, putting us off the road, just about killing my kids constantly, being put off the road in Arctics, right? And we've got Bill Laird, right, obviously here, charged with child porn, put on the sex offenders list, right, and we've had problems reporting this, right. Oh, there's one of the cops for last week, right. You must be going for a fish supper, Andy.
Yes, no doubt.
Right. Because we just met two cops when we came in here, and when we asked about who we could get parked, because we were in to make complaints against corruption to David Bent police officers, they tell us that we were going to be here for a couple of years and they busted laughing.
That's correct, yes, aye.
Right, so we've got Bill Laird, right, charged with child porn, but Sergeant Derek MacDonald refuses to take my hate crime reports against McMurray Community Council, right. You know, so what I want to know is I want to know what's going on. He tells me Inspector Ritchie, Michelle Ritchie. Now I've got a signed agreement with Inspector Michelle Ritchie and the Chief Constable of Scotland, right, to do with them alliancing with other agencies, the health and safety executives in the council, about what's happening to stop happening outside my house, right. But Inspector Michelle Ritchie refuses every bit of evidence. Right, can you put that on pause? Inspector Michelle Ritchie, right, she's came into my property and she's been videoed and voice recorded. Now, every single officer that Inspector Ritchie for this station here, right, being videoed in my house, she refuses every single piece of video evidence or voice recordings. Well, there's the two cops that stated we'd be here a long time, Andy. They tell us it's finished for the day today. Right?
Yeah.
So Inspector Ritchie, investigating officer, so she's refused, right, any evidence against the police that she's in to investigate. So that would be a high-ranking police officer refusing evidence in her investigation. Right, Area Commander Matt Paedon, no problem, Inspector, I'll play that now. No, it's okay. Right. Inspector Harborough, no, it's okay, right. PC Adam Dean, right, all of these police officers, she refuses that video evidence to watch it in my property. Now, she was emailed stating that she refused that, right, so the investigation continues, right. So see this, right, I'm not wanting to take up too much time, right, but this is Susan Deacon, right? And on the BBC News, right, she states quite clearly, and it states here, right, that any corruption to do with the police, right, or misconduct will be thoroughly investigated. So see Sergeant Pirrie, right, for professional standards, that's why I'm here today, because he's been ignoring what's going on. So last year, right, Sergeant Adrian Dixon, when I asked him, being recorded, on what his role is as an investigating officer to do with my complaints of corruption, right, against high-ranking police officers, he tells me that he's coming into my property and he'll video it and he'll watch any police on video or any voice recordings that I've got of the police in his investigation, just like Inspector Michelle Ritchie done. Right, so I told him there and then that I'm putting a report in against Inspector Ritchie because she failed. Because if Sergeant Adrian Dixon for professional standards here, right, tells us that he's going to watch this and listen to it and watch any video evidence or voice recordings that we've got. Now, I've been doing an investigation for a long time into corruption to do with the police, right? So why did he state that? You know, kind of he stated, well, we'll watch that video evidence. Well, Inspector Michelle Ritchie failed in taking that, so she would be not doing any kind of investigation at all. So see you, Susan, well, I'm going in here today to your cop shop at divisional headquarters to report corruption. Now, I've got a lawyer, Mr. Ann Moffat in Glasgow, right, who's going to be dealing with all my complaints. And one of my major complaints was that I received a letter from Puck. Now, this is police officers reading this out in my house, being videoed last Monday. And they tell me, when I say, could you tell me who this is from? And they tell me it's from Puck. I ask them on video who Puck are, and they tell me. So when I ask them to tell me who's actually signed this, right, they tell me it's Brian Rogers, but the most important thing that they left out was that it was Superintendent Brian Rogers, right? So I've got a letter. Now, I've got learning difficulties, I'm dyslexic, I can't read and write, but see, these bent cops have taken an asbo in me, these Lothian Council, tell me to prove my learning difficulties. So I'm going to get tested, right, for being autistic, right, and having ADHD as well, with a CAPS advocate at my doctor. So this has been set up, right, but what I want to know is, we've got a high-ranking police officer, Superintendent Brian Rogers, and in this letter that it states that it's faith Puck, the commissioners that investigate the police. Well, Superintendent Brian Rogers is trying to pretend that he's cleared all these police officers. That's a bit strange, that, isn't it, Andy?
No, yes, it would be that.
So I spoke to Puck that day because I can't read and write. My daughter, she read that out, and I phoned up Puck, right? So that's lodged, right, with Puck in a recorded call for me. Now, we've got this here, right? This is for the ex-MP George Kerevan, right? And George Kerevan viewed that letter, right, from Puck, right, and Superintendent Brian Rogers pretending to be Puck and clearing police officers. Now, I videoed MP George Kerevan because this is part of our investigation, is that we've got lots of corrupt MPs. We've got MSP Iain Gray, right, meant to be dealing with complaints of corruption. Now, this is a signed mandate, right, and it states here, right, MSP Iain Gray, right, to myself, right, and what he's doing is this is about to do with a police investigation. Now, Iain Gray is meant to be there to support myself, my disabled daughter, and all disabled friends. That would be young ladies with white sticks that Iain Gray has met in his office, right? So Iain Gray has done everything possible not to do anything. Now, we've asked him constantly to write to the Chief Constable of Scotland and dealing with the corruption, but Iain Gray's refused to do that, right? We've also been asked not to approach Iain Gray's office anymore, right? Now, we're going for corruption on the Labour Party as well, right, to do with Iain Gray, MSP, Labour Party. The new MP Martin Whitfield, Labour. Now he's also writ out to us, stating on page 2, what happened at the last meeting with the East Lothian Council, and I'm a bit disappointed that you never mentioned that they're serving an asthma on you. Well, look you, Ben MP Martin Whitfield, my pal was recording that meeting with you, and I did, because when you asked me what happened at the last meeting, I told you, right, that CAP's advocates were there to act for me because of my difficulties. Well, they'd left the building when Kenny Black, the head of antisocial behaviour for East Lothian Council, told me that he's were whacking an asthma on me. So why would you write out to me telling me that I never stated these facts? Because seeing my recording, you, Ben MP, well, they are. Right, now we've got a letter here. Go and put that on pause.
Right, it's off.
Right, okay. Right, now see this? This is the health and safety executives. Right, total corruption with them. Now this station that we're at, right, I've asked Inspector Neil Mitchell as an so-called other investigating officer, right, to deal with police complaints. I report to him that I'm looking to report the health and safety executives, and today with the death of George Thomson and ignoring all the health and safety issues. Now I was just about killed, right, in here it states in April 2014 with a telehandler just like George Thomson, right, and what happened was I've made a statement to the police, my daughter made a statement to the police, we've got CCTV evidence and we've got video evidence for a camcorder. So in this letter for the health and safety executive, right, now the police have charged this driver that just about killed me. Now we've already got George Thompson's death, their telehandler, and it's continued, right, breaking health and safety constantly at East Lothian at Greendykes Farm. Right, now in this letter here, it states that Inspector Murray, right, the health and safety executive inspector, has went in and had a meeting with Mr. Stephen and his wife, right, and they've contradicted my versions of events. Well, that's a bit strange, because see the two cops and taking my video evidence, right, that would be PC Garrett Hughes, he'd be another bent cop, right, so he was being recorded in my house and he states quite clearly that that driver can't see where he's going, right, so why would they be contradicting my versions of events? So see him, well, we find out that he's not been prosecuted, but we've only found out last year. See the Biffa race driver, video on with his phone, two hands in front of his face, not on the steering wheel, driving. He's not been prosecuted. All the complaints that we've made to police backed up with video evidence, not being prosecuted. Right, so we've got lots of corruption going on. The Fettesgate scandal, right? This police station here, fully corrupt police officers for professional standards, right? So we've got a letter here, right? And this letter here, right, is for the parliamentary ombudsman. Now, the lady's phoned me, I've put my case across there, and see MP Martin Whitfield, well, he's refused to have anything to do with me. But see this lady from Westminster, she's phoned up and she's spoken to Martin Whitfield, the MP for East Lothian, and she tells me in a recorded call, don't get in touch with them, Mr. Pritchard. Right, I've spoken to them, his office manager, Mrs. Sangster, and they're going to get in touch with you. Well, they never made any contact. You see this lady for the parliamentary ombudsman, she states that the MP has got to sign this paperwork, just like George Kerevan, the MP before, doing nothing. Total bloody corruption, man, against disabled guys, right, and not doing anything. Right, so she's phoned me up, right, Helen, for the parliamentary ombudsman, and she states that I don't know what's going on here, right, because the MP's office is totally refusing to have anything to do with you, right. I feel like that I've wasted my time and I've wasted my breath. They told me that they were going to get in touch with you, but what Helen states for the parliamentary ombudsman is that the MP needs to sign that. So what she's done is my calls recorded with her. She never had a problem because of my learning difficulties, she agreed. Now she tells me to phone up Jeremy Corbyn's office, the head of the Labour Party, can you believe that, Andy? And tell them for me to speak to him, right, about the new MP, Martin Whitfield. Right, so why would another MP refuse to do anything? You know, Ken, when it's my disabled daughter, we've had disabled children, and we've got lots and lots of disabled guys, right? The Bridges Project, the Action Group, fantastic organisations that we've done fundraisers for. So we're here to go in here today, because I've spoken to Sergeant Perry today with the corruption. So see you, Susan Deacon, we're expecting you to get in touch with us about the corruption that's been going on here with high-ranking police officers, right, and the misconduct, all on video. Aye, mine's as a fish supper, pal, salt and sauce. There we go, Andy, you want anything else for the chippy?
No, but they've got busy already.
Right, okay, right, so let's sign it off at that, Andy, right.